Hi, I'm back. Goodness gracious, the power was out and I don't think my router has rebuilt itself. I apologize. Anyway, today it is Life, Health, and More, my 7th episode. 7 times is a charm, and I'm having a little bit of problems with my Wi-Fi and my connection. So let's see what happens now. Hopefully we'll be good. We're talking about fats, healthy fats. Today we're going to talk about monounsaturated fats and omega-3. Okay, so I was just telling the story about the fact that, think about your health. Is there something that concerns you about your health? Do you want to be proactive about it, or do you just want to wait until something happens? Okay. My mom is a heart patient. She has a mechanical valve that was replaced, her aortic valve. And I want to make sure my heart is really healthy. So I was taking omega-3. Okay. And I'll show you the omega-3s. I was taking this omega-3. There we go. Now I want to show you about this capsule first. I just want to show you the size of this. Here we have, this is a penny. See? And this is my pill. So see the size? I know, usually they're huge. And when you take 2 of these, it gives you 1,200 milligrams of omega-3, which is really, really good. Well, I'll talk more about that in a minute. Now, there are a lot of health benefits of doing it for your eyes as well as your heart and your circulatory system. And I think that the fish oil can even help. There's some studies that I've read that say it talks about helping with inflammation. Okay, so that is not something that the company that I represent states a claim. They will say right up front, there are studies that say this, there are studies that say that, and people have found different issues. Taking the omega-3s, I feel better about how my body feels. So that's what I'm going to say. And the other studies that I've read, and some things that I read in the book, Grain Brain, where with Dr. Perlmutter, that talks about having healthy fats and no grain and the omegas in your body that will help with the brain also. Okay, so I think it's just super important to make sure that you're getting enough. And the fact is that you can get it in your fish, but you have to eat a lot of fish to get enough. You want to get a pharmaceutical grade of omega-3s, and what the Shaklee has is absolutely pharmaceutical grade, triple distillation process. It doesn't have any of the contaminants in there. As a matter of fact, only fish that are used are ones that are certified by Friends of the Sea. Okay, so you're not going to have what is it in there? There's mercury and those sorts of things and contaminants that are in fish, and or a lot of omega-3 fish oils. Okay. Cheryl's back again. Sorry, my power went out and Wi-Fi was all wonky. But what I was really excited about was the benefit for your eye health. And when I was in the doctor's office for my eye, with my retinal occlusion, there was a poster on the wall that was talking about the different kinds of foods and what the foods would give you. And the main thing that it said was omega-3s and zincs were the two vitamins that the doctor's office talked about. And the additional research I found verified that the omega-3s was great. So I said, well, I'm certainly going to do it, because I'm sorry, I am not going to eat mackerel, and I can't eat enough mackerel to really give me what I can get in 2 pills. 2 pills, that's it. 2 pills the size of a penny, actually smaller than a penny. Okay, so we have to take care of our eyesight. And even before I had an issue with my eyes, I started, feeling that I needed to be proactive. So are you somebody that wants to be proactive about your health? If you are, I want you to comment. Remember, the more comments that there are, you could win that coaching session, the free coaching session. So if you have a copy of my book already, you get my time. Okay? So when I went to the doctor, wait a minute, let me back up a little bit. Sorry, I'm kind of thrown off kilter here from that power outage. In April, I had a retinal occlusion where my vision in my left eye was weird. Like, I can close it now, and I can close my right eye, and I can see you. I can see myself, not you. I would love to see you. But anyway, I can see myself on the screen, and April, that wasn't going to happen, because what it looked like was this writhing mass of snakes in water. It was all distorted when I looked just through my left eye. Pretty scary thing. So I went to the Center for Advanced Medicine here in St. Louis, and Washington University has an eye center there, and I got this fantastic retinologist that was taking care of me. I think earlier I called him a neurologist. He's a retinologist. And so he started working with me and verified what the situation was and said, okay, here's the treatment. And they do injections in the eye, which is ghastly. It's the same sort of a thing that they give if somebody has macular degeneration. So I was like, I don't care. I want it now. And he was a little surprised that I didn't want to think about it. I said, no, are you kidding? I can't see out of my left eye. So in the process, I asked him about vitamins. And, you know, the studies show that it's a 50-50 chance whether or not the supplementation will help. So I went ahead and I got the injection. He told me that it would take 8 injections for it to, on an average, for it to get better. Okay, so I said, okay, let's go for it. And the whole time my gut is just twisted in knots. And he did the injection. It's not fun. It's really painful. The recovery from it takes a good 24 hours. And it's pretty miserable. My really good shout out to my friend Janet Grayland. Janet took me for my first injection, and that was great. And then Kathy Stone, my friend Kathy Stone, my husband took me the second time, and the third time my friend Kathy took me. She was my good luck charm, because when I went the third time, I did not need an injection. So what was it? Was the injections, were they doing great things? I am sure they were. I am positive they were. But in addition, I decided that the thing that I would do was start taking the Omega Guard. Cheryl's even commenting, hooray for Omega Guard. Absolutely, absolutely. I also took the Keratomax and I took zinc, all which were for eye health. And I thought, you know, if there's a 50-50 chance that I can improve my eyes by using the supplements, you're darn tootin' I'm going to use the supplements, right? And why not use the best? The company that has 60 years experience, 60 years. That's a 60, not 16, 60, okay? 60 years of perfecting their product and looking into the whole research and development. And yes, it's absolutely fantastic. So when I went back, the doctor, you know, when you ask them about supplements or talk about supplements, doctors don't respond. That's not part of their curriculum. It really isn't. Some of the medical schools are starting to do it now, but it's not what they learn in medical school. And by law, really, they can't make any comments about supplementation and everything. So you're not going to hear from them as far as yay or nay. And they just sort of, he patted me on the head and everything, but he was floored in the third time I went. And I was seeing him every 4 weeks. And the third month when I went back, he said I didn't need any injections. So that was April, May, so June. So since June, I haven't had it. And this last time, he gave me an 8-week period of time before I had to go back. So I don't go back again till the end of October. I've just continued taking it. I see improvement, and it's negligible, the amount. I don't know that it's not going to get perfect, but I believe that it is totally possible. Combine it. I have to do this. I have to say it's prayer also has really helped me, and that's, you know, the supplementation, the injections, a doctor that is helping me to stay on point, and saying a prayer. about it. So that said, I just want you to understand that not all fish oil not all supplements are created equal. And the fact is that there is more EPA and more DHA, omega-3 fatty acids, in this product than there are in other brands. It's 1,200 milligrams with just 2, and it's pharmaceutical grade. So we're talking, this is like what you're going to get with a prescription. You know, I mean, they make sure the whole process is done at a high level of scientific study and perfection. Okay, so no heavy metals are in there. There's no toxins, and it is easy to swallow in little. You know, my husband gags when it comes to taking medicine or vitamins, and these are perfect, you know. Okay, so I'm telling you about that, and I am serious that it is something that you need in your body. But also, remember earlier we talked about brain health. So the omega-3s help with the brain, help with the heart. Okay. Oh, Cheryl has commented, testing is 3 times required by the USP. 3 times that what's required. They go above and beyond, okay? And the thing is, try it for 30 days. If you don't like it, Shackley will give you your money back, you know? And you never have that regurgitation. No, that's not the word I want. The taste, you know, oh my goodness, I'm lost. Okay, you never have a problem with tasting it later, you know, the fish oil. It's fine. It doesn't bother me at all when I'm taking it. Okay, so I talked about chocolate, and chocolate it is, and that's in connection with the monounsaturated fats, or MUFAs. Okay, MUFAs, everybody knows. Oh, it repeats. Yes, it doesn't repeat on you. Cheryl, thank you for the word, Cheryl. But anyway, so monounsaturated fats. And you can see this anywhere. Everybody knows this, okay? Monounsaturates, they will lower your LDL. LDL is the bad cholesterol. Bad cholesterol, okay? It will raise your HDL. I always remember that the HDL is the good cholesterol because I call it the happy cholesterol, okay? So it will raise the HDL and lower the LDL with having the monounsaturated fats. Okay, food sources for that. Olive oil and olives, coconut oil, nut butter, and that would be like almond butter, peanut butter, any kind of butter, cashew butter, which is pretty costly, but it's really good. The nuts and things too. Avocados, they all have the monounsaturated fats in it. Now, it's kind of hard to get, again, it's hard to get enough, you know, coconut oil or whatever and these monounsaturated fats. You have to be cautious because they have a whole lot of calories in it, for those of you that might be counting calories. But there's also, even if you're not counting calories, you have to remember that just because it's healthy, it doesn't mean that you can eat like a bottomless pit. You have to just kind of pull it in and, you know, make sure you get a little bit each day, and a couple times a day have a little handful of walnuts. And by handful, I mean maybe six half walnut, you know, in your hand, pop it in your mouth, put it on a salad, okay? So there are lots of ways that you can add these to your diet. Do any of you out there use these products, you know, these things like the avocado and olive oil and walnuts and olives themselves? How do you get your monounsaturated fats? What do you do right now? I'd love for you to comment and tell me at least one way that you get more of those monounsaturated fats. If you are conscious of that, put it in the comment section. If you are watching this in replay, make sure you let me know it's a replay, because I'd like to get in touch with you too, okay? And I want to be able to comment back and ask you some additional recommendations. I can tell you one of the ways that I do. When I have salad, I use olive oil on my salad instead of salad dressing. And just a teeny bit, and you stir it around. A little goes a long way. And sometimes a splash of, I'll do walnut oil. That's another thing. Throw a few walnuts. I'll do olives, but sometimes they have really high sodium, and I'm not wild about salt. I don't eat a lot of salt. It's just, I don't like the taste, you know. That's me. But anyway, that's a way to do it. Avocados. I'll take avocados, and my husband makes this fantastic salsa that he does with fire roasted tomatoes. Oh, and it's wonderful. He's been using the jalapenos from my garden, which are really, really hot, so I can't eat a lot of it. But what I'll do is I'll take half an avocado, pull the seed out, and then drizzle across the top of it the salsa, and then I eat the avocado with the salsa on it with a spoon. Okay, so that's another great way to get it in. It's a great lunch. You know, it's really a great idea. Okay, so I've talked about coconut oil here. I've mentioned it a couple of times, and that is the thing that's a really great way to add monounsaturated fats to your diet. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to think. Probably 12, 13 years ago, I heard something. Oh, see, be conscious about the, there you go, Cheryl. There you go. Now it's time to start. Anyway, about 12 years ago, I saw a YouTube video about a lady who was a physician, a doctor, and her husband had Alzheimer's, and they were calling it early onset dementia, Alzheimer's, but he had definite problem, was diagnosed. They did a whole battery of tests and everything. Well, what I remembered her saying was that one of the tests that he did was the one where they ask you to draw a clock face. And what he did on the paper was like, he did some things that looked like numbers. He did not have a circle with the numbers around the clock. He had some straight lines. No way did it look like a picture of a clock. It's something that maybe a 3-year-old would draw a picture and you would look at it and go, nice, what's that, honey? And, you know, get them to explain it because you couldn't tell what it was. And she had wanted him to be in a study, and he didn't qualify for the study for some reason, but in her research, she found that coconut oil had the did the benefit of what this study was supposed to do, and it had to do with ketones in the brain. So she decided to start him on coconut oil, and he was getting 2 tablespoons. Now, don't decide you're going to run out from hearing this and prescribe this for yourself. I'm serious. Just listen to the whole story, okay? Because it's important to go all the way to the end of this story. Seriously. Okay, so she ended up giving him some, and he was going back. One day he had a test, and he was bad, and he didn't know anything. He didn't know what town he was in. He knew nothing. And so in the morning before they went, that she gave him a bowl of oatmeal, and she put 2 tablespoons of coconut oil in it, and he ate it. They went to the doctor's office and did a test. And when the doctor came out, she asked him when he came out, how do you think he did? And he said, we'll talk about coconut oil. I'm not sure, Cheryl. Hold on. So anyway, she went ahead and he said he didn't felt like he had done well. And the doctor came out and said it was incredible, the difference in him. Okay. So her name, and you can look on YouTube and find the information, because she has continued since that time. It was one very short video, and since then she's been interviewed in longer sessions and also has done some speaking engagements, and they're on YouTube. Her name is Dr. Mary Newport, like Newport, Rhode Island, okay? Newport. And her husband's name was Steve, and it's about Alzheimer's. So if you put that in for YouTube, you can see some of her videos if you have someone who has an issue with Alzheimer's, okay? So she said that he now does 2 tablespoons 4 times a day. And the thing to remember is, one of the reasons you might have a problem with coconut oil is because don't start at 2 tablespoons. Because if you do 2 tablespoons, you will have a really violent gastrointestinal issue. She said start with a teaspoon. Your body has to get used to it, because it will give you, truth be known, diarrhea. Horrible, horrible diarrhea, okay? So don't start with that much. You have to build up to that much. For people who are interested in using it with Alzheimer's, as Dr. Newport says, it is really something, it's a temporary fix. You just have to keep giving the patient the coconut oil. And that's why her husband takes 2 tablespoons 4 times a day with meals and to get it. So he needs it for a therapeutic reason, for his brain, to help his brain. But when he has it, he functions very, very well, and his memory is great. Okay, so God bless him that is helpful for him. But we who don't have that sort of issue can survive with lower doses, and that's where the fat bombs come in that are sitting in the bowl melting. Okay, so you can see here it is. Look, guys. Chocolate. Isn't it great? So I'm going to touch one because I'll probably eat it and bite it. Let me see. So if you're interested in this recipe, you need to comment that you'd like the recipe, and I will send it to you on private message. Okay. So this fat bomb is going to make a mess because, like I said, it's already melting. You have to leave it in the refrigerator, but can you see on the bottom? See that? Those are nuts. Those are almonds in the bottom. So I'm going to take a bite. Ooh, good. I'll put that down. Those are nuts. Those are almonds I put in the bottom of mine. I'll set it right here on the side. What a mess, right? I didn't bring a napkin up here. So, I will send you a private message with the recipe, Cheryl. Absolutely. So let me tell you, okay, when I decided that I wanted to get healthier with this eye thing, and I just decided to be really super serious, so it's been working since April, and I gave up sugar, I gave up grains, I gave up soda, I gave up pasta and bread and potatoes, I gave up candy, and especially chocolate. Candy is irrelevant to me, but chocolate was really important. And so using the fat bombs helps to give me something that makes me feel like it's a nice special dessert, okay? I'm not a big cook. Not for desserts. I don't bake, even with fancy flours that are not grain. I'm using almond, and I just don't. I don't have the time, and I don't bake, I burn. Which is really terrible, but it's the truth. So, anyway, the fat bombs are kind of nice to have, and you don't eat too many, or you shouldn't eat too many, because it will go right through you. It's terrible. It's not a good thing, okay? So, on Thursday night is my customer appreciation. I know, my hands are a mess. I know. My Thursday night is my customer appreciation party, and I will be doing a live cast, and I am going to get some opinions from the people I'm sharing the fat bombs with the people who come to my party. And for those of you who don't, I'm sorry, but I will, if you private message me, and I will send you the recipe, okay? So, all right, so Thursday night, I hope to see you for my live feed at my customer party, and you know, share this with your friends. If you put it on your news feed and you tag your friends, then they'll see it. Pass the word, please, because I'd like more people to see how they can get healthy and how they can be well. And I really appreciate you guys. Be well. Take care.